This just in. You need to panic sell all of your bags to me. I think this photo right here is a perfect representation of the current state of the market. A conversation I found randomly on X. Matt from college. Bro, that coin you had me buy is down 10% today. What happened? I'm gonna sell. Dude, you have like 50 bucks in there. Just hold it. $45 now. Oh my God, guys. Everything is falling off a cliff. Everything is collapsing. It is currently time to sell all of your bags. That's the only obvious conclusion here. I'm upsetting Mandy in the corner there.
Can you please tell him you're kidding? Oh my gosh.
Guys, obviously that is not the current move. That is not the wise move to make here, but that seems to be what people are believing right now. We had an advancement come out in artificial intelligence over the weekend where China came out with their own competitor to OpenAI, and lo and behold, it's probably not what all of you guys think it is. We can talk about it a little bit and go through kind of what currently we're finding out about it, but they just restricted all access from Americans to their DeepSeek, the OpenAI competitor. What's going on, guys? Welcome into the live stream. A little bit of fun, a little bit of entertainment here. Obviously, I'm not selling anything, and if you guys want to panic sell, DM me. I will buy any of your positions, 50% off open market whenever you guys want. Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Rurales. I have not seen you in here before, so welcome in. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk about decentralized science and the broader markets. We have a lot of things to go over today. We're going to talk about the DeepSeek AI stuff, and then we're going to go over a lot of the advancements that DeSci has seen in the last week or so. Good morning, Truth. Good morning, Martin. What's good, Michael? How's it going, MK? What's good, Martian? We got Yeti in the chat. Welcome in. What's good, Zaj? Mandy says, hi, Yeti. What's good, Baron? Oh my God. This is Baron Bigley. I thought it was Baron Trump for a second. DeepSeek AI. The rise.
Important, okay?
Yes, both equally important. Imagine Baron Trump was just chilling in the chat. Power in AI that you can't invest. But here's how to profit. Oh, he's shilling a coin. Good afternoon. Oh man, no. The sky is falling. OMG. 10%. Run for the hills. Basically, though, that's what the current state of the market feels like. It feels like every time something possibly comes out that no one was expecting, the market tanks. Here, what's good, High on Alpha? Good morning over on the X live stream. It is a perfect representation. What's happening today in the market is the perfect embodiment of what we talk about all the time on this page, okay? The OpenAI act, like news with DeepSeek and the new artificial intelligence advancements, probably not what they're advertising it to be as, and I'm not trying to be whatever ist that you want to call this, but China has a history of lying about their advancements. Remember like 5 years ago when they said that they broke SHA-256 with the quantum algorithm, and oh, no they didn't. They lie all the time. Not to be, again, whatever ist you want to call it, but they're probably not telling the truth here. And we'll talk about it in a second. They're not. But this was good. Regardless, this was good news, bullish news. AI is being advanced. Open access artificial intelligence is continuing to push forward. We're seeing crazier and crazier things come out every single week that goes by. And the market sold off. Why? Because they weren't expecting it. It doesn't matter good or bad news. If something comes out that the market does not know about before it comes out, it tends to have a shakeup in the market. I mean, perfect example here. We go look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is down 17%. We haven't seen NVIDIA down at these levels since October. If you go back all the way to June of 2024, NVIDIA was trading at the same levels that they're currently trading at right now. A huge sell-off. Huge sell-off. Like, that's not just a little dip. That's a massive panic sell. 21% down in the span of a couple hours. DeepSeek is using NVIDIA's chips. Why panic sell? I don't know. But that's the market. Let's get into some of this information. So first up, I wanted to talk about this. So DeepSeek lied about how many GPUs they're using and now restricted access to only China. So the massive stock market and crypto sell-off was due to us believing that the CCP built an AI model 1% weaker than ChatGPT for 95% cheaper. Have we not learned our lesson from the virus? DeepSeek currently only registration with mainland China phone numbers, mobile support. Crazy. I saw a video come out, and I think it's this one. Let's watch this video for a second. and then we can talk about a little bit more. Let me plug in my headphones so that the echo doesn't aggressively decimate you. How do you think the interview went this morning? It was really fun. It was a good interview. I had a fun time chatting with Oliver from Data Lake and MGOs from Biohacker DAO. They do those interviews a lot, and I watch a good amount of them, so they're kind of fun. But let's listen in here.
The Chinese labs, they have more H100s than people think. You know,
and these are the highest powered NVIDIA chips that they were not supposed to have.
Yes. My understanding is that DeepSeek has about 50,000 H100s, which they can't talk about, obviously, because it is against the export controls that the United States has put in place. And I think it is true that, you know, I think they have more chips than other people expect, but also on a go-forward basis, they are going to be limited by the chip controls and the export controls that we have in place.
So there you go. As it turns out, they're using NVIDIA chips in order to power their AI that they have marketed everywhere. And that news broke and NVIDIA went down 20%. So funny stance in the market. If you were looking at Bitcoin's chart, you kind of could tell that something fishy was going on up here. Like this didn't feel normal. We had Trump buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and Ondo like crazy. And yet at the same time, the prices of everything weren't really moving. It seemed like the market needed some sort of shakeup. And we had that volatility constriction here in the price for a couple hours, for a couple days. So it just made sense that we were going to get a breakout either down or up. And the market was looking for a reason to panic. That investor sounds like a job for Quelm. You're damn right. You know what's funny, Yeti? I've had several conversations with people about quantum computing and the advancements of quantum-powered artificial intelligence. And currently speaking, nobody has any idea what any of it means. Literally nobody has any idea what's going on or what the implications actually mean. Like these conversations, and these are with smart people, I'm getting people being like, oh, there's no synergy here. There's nothing that's actually going to be providing value here by using quantum-powered AI. And I'm like, no. Maybe it's a problem with me and how I'm conveying it to you then, because I don't think you understand what I'm saying here is that when we do nail down this quantum enhanced language model, it is a new genre of artificial intelligence. It's like all other artificial intelligence becomes obsolete. Imagine a world in which you can get your Dynex room temperature quantum computing chip, you plug it in your computer, you download all of OpenAI's open access code onto your chip and just run all of the I'm losing the words. You run all of it on your computer. It's insane, but it's okay. They'll understand after they've seen it in action. Patrick is explaining the difficulties that high IQ have explaining to low IQ people. This is my entire job. LOL C90. LOL. It's just a matter of not having all the information, which is fine. I'm trying to provide the information for people, but it is a complicated subject. Like, what do you mean you're telling me that they believe the Willow chip was accessing parallel universes in order to process things quicker and bring in the answers from a parallel universe in which the solution was the first thing that was guessed and not the 8 millionth thing that was guessed. And then they can just bring it in to make it so that this is actually the first thing that was guessed thanks to the quantum chip. Kind of confusing. I understand it. But on the same news, before we get into the DeSci stuff, same news, DeepSeek. Here's some cool information. So ICP is up today. It's currently up. One of the only coins out there in the market, one of the only things in the entire market that is up. Part of the reason why it's up is that if you go look at DeepSeek's GitHub, you will see that currently the only AI agent listed on DeepSeek's framework is from ICP. It's this Panda from ICP. IC Panda DAO. Anda ICP. They have the only thing on the GitHub for DeepSeek is, as far as AI agents are concerned, is this one that is currently a token tradable on ICP's network. If you go over to KongSwap, and we'll go look at some of the stuff for ICP in a second. You go look at KongSwap, bring it over to the exchange, which is the leading DEX for ICP. For anyone who is not familiar, they are lightning fast transactions. I'm an advisor, all the normal stuff. ProSwap, so we can actually see the charts. Instead of going to Kong, you go to Panda, you click on IC Panda, and you will notice that they are up a disgusting amount today because of this news. So they went all the way up to $30 million in market cap. They're chilling at 13 million right now. It is an AI agent that is built on top of ICP, but also DeepSeek. So a little bit of alpha for you guys.
Wait, what was it at now?
13 million.
Oh, it was at 21 million, right?
I know, yeah.
Okay, glad we
It
didn't
went
buy.
all the way up to 30. I know. Well, yeah, $12.5 million market cap. So ICP, the coins don't usually get as high as some of the other chains, but that's just because everyone, like, ICP has not had the same kind of motion as the other chains. That hopefully changes with ConSwap, and I know that this is going to bring in a good amount of liquidity for the ICP ecosystem. So hopefully we see a little bit of a rework in current standards. It's that time in the market when the ICP fudders will appear everywhere on the timeline. Here's some ICP stats that fudders don't know about or don't want you to know. ICP network revenue is up 68x this year. 68x, not 68%. ICP network usage, aka cycle burn rate, is up 200x this year. The cycle burn rate burns a small amount of ICP from the supply, so that is up 200x. That's the usage measurement. ICP is one of the most developed crypto projects. It has around 2x more development than the second best. Pretty crazy. ICP ranks top in developer growth and is ranked in the top 3 projects by the number of developers building on it. That is because ICP actually has technology to run the stuff that everyone's building. You'll notice some AI projects will deploy a pump fund so that you can kind of have fun with the token associated with the agent. And while that is cool and a good avenue to make some money off of it and kind of trade the popularity of these agents, ICP-based agents actually need the token to run. So that's kind of cool. ICP is the biggest AI play as Caffeine AI is launching soon on ICP. That's bullish. Top crypto projects, HBAR and A16Z, will use ICP's infrastructure and Canister smart contracts. That is recent news. HBAR partnering with ICP is recent news. I'm a fan of HBAR. I don't hold the token anymore, but I do like HBAR as an investment vehicle, as an idea. And then A16Z, obviously you guys are fully aware of that one. ICP is doing amazing work on both tech and growth adoptions, yada, yada, yada. Very fun, very cool. Some interesting stats about ICP. Hopefully they get the limelight and the recognition that I think they deserve. Oh, man. There is so much happening out there. Let's see what you guys are chatting about. Where does Dynex expect to manufacture their chips? China or Taiwan? I know it's too early to know for full production, but they have a supplier lined up by now, right? Yeti says they're doing theirs in Germany. Bullish. C90, welcome to my world. Willow equals glorified ASIC, only ever able to do one task. Yeah. Literally, though. And like the function time of the Willow chip only works for like a fraction of a second at a time. So they basically just have to like restart it over and over and over again. They do like one thing, it breaks. One thing, it breaks. One thing, it breaks. It's pretty rudimentary, but it's proof of concept and it got attention. That's what was needed, was some attention. There's always drops when everyone expects further increases. We get so much positive information last week and the Bitcoin price barely moved. They tricked us. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, Zaj. It just looked suspicious. Like so many cool things were happening for the entire industry and the price was just chopping sideways at the local top, at the local high. So Willow chip is like me then. I do one thing and I break. Dynex has been increasing jobs at an exponential rate. The target is 2030, so I guess people will see the coin price. It is a longer term play, a longer term cook for sure. There will be excitement around it, and then we'll see. Sorry, I was just checking messages. Okay, on to the world of decentralized science. So I'm at my standing desk right now, and that is because I am in my biohacking era. We woke up early this morning to go stretch and work out, and then I had a nice little green smoothie thing. It was actually pretty delicious, which means it's probably not super healthy, but it was still good for me nonetheless to get up, have water, work out. I'm trying to not die. Over the weekend, Mandy and I watched the Brian Johnson documentary on Netflix, and now we have a new obsession with making sure that we live another day every day. And that is one of the missions here with Biohacker DAOs. So they just had their proposal passed. The Biohackers Fund is loading now. Here faster than you expected. Are you ready, Anon? So they currently have $9.6 million in their treasury, 8.6 million of that coming from Biohacker token itself. But they have over $1 million worth of Ethereum, 307 ETH raised, which is pretty incredible to see. If we go look at what the actual vote is here, could we please see it? Or they didn't link it. They didn't want people actually voting. There it is. Had to go really searching for that. Remember, post the links as much as you can. You don't know what someone's going to see. I need more yellow hued lights here. I am very much pale.
I made mine yellow,
Oh, thank you.
but they're kind of green.
Yeah, that's green. That's okay. I put my arm up during the live stream with MGOs and Data Lake, and it blended straight into the wall. Like literally the light like shined it so you couldn't see my arm anymore. It was funny.
It's okay. Summer will be here soon.
It doesn't matter. No, I don't tan. I am white or red. That is it. Those are my color spectrums. Good morning, Spec Truth. Shout out Spec Truth to being the other Dynex agent that is going to be guinea pigging.
Hi, Spec Truth.
Over the past month, DeSci has experienced significant downturn. Oh no, Biohacker. With such projects being down as much as 75%. There are now credible research data and product projects with good teams and sizable treasuries often sitting at low valuations. We believe this is a great opportunity to deliver on our mission of accelerating human enhancement by purchasing the tokens of projects aligned with our mission, building robust strategic alliances and helping to grow the space, and at the same time seizing the potential to significantly grow our treasury over time. They propose allocating at $250,000 worth of ETH from their treasury to purchase some of the tokens that align with their mission. That's pretty cool. So they 100% voted for this initiative, and so they'll be taking some of their treasury and buying other projects with it, which is pretty cool actually. One thing I wanted to point out to all of you guys specifically here is the value proposition of Biohacker and how I'm viewing its valuation as a token. So currently it's sitting at a $1 million market cap, chilling right at $5 per token. If you notice, $1 million market cap, and you come over back to here and you see they have $1 million in Ethereum. I'm not taking into account the 8.6 million in the Biohacker token because I don't want to value something based off of the value of itself. Do you know what I'm trying to say here? So by excluding the Biohacker tokens that are in its treasury, we get that the treasury is 1 million and the market cap of the governance rights over that $1 million is also sitting at $1 million, which is equivalent in my eyes of a PE of 1. I know it's not the same. It's not price to earnings at all. It's not. It's like price to book. It's closer to price to book. And so the price to book of this one is 1-to-1. Usually what we see is trading at a multiple of 2 to 5x what's in their treasury. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this trading upwards of $10 to $25 if we get a turn in the market. You know what I mean? So a double to a 5x if we get a good turn in the market. But unsaleable in this price right now. Why not? The US does this. Dynex will do the cooking. John Cena followed Biohacker. I know. Pretty cool, actually. John Cena is everywhere yet nowhere all at once. I would also like to showcase one thing here. John Cena and I follow each other. Little claim of fame here. He's following 1 million people, but it's still pretty cool when you get that little notification that John Cena is following you. It's just something fun. Yes. Okay. All right. On to the next thing. So the proposal passed. Really cool. Another thing CZ is again talking about, I forget why I bookmarked this one. CZ was talking about DeepSeek and just shedding some light on it. John Cena's timeline must be chaos. Oh yeah, very, very chaotic. They've renamed their investments. So Binance Labs is now YZI Labs. They invested in MyShell. MyShell is using DeepSeek. So just interesting to see. BNB chain AI projects are moving quickly. So BNB is a real force to be reckoned with in the market. It's often just like viewed as the whatever chain, like in my opinion. I've always just viewed it as like, oh yeah, they're doing stuff over there. But BNB was one of the only crypto tokens that actually was chilling up at all-time highs. I think they made a new all-time high before most other projects, most other coins did in the market. Yeah, you can see it right here. So BNB is actually holding up better than even Ethereum. They're holding up better than most other altcoins in the market. So it's something to actually pay attention to. BNB, Binance Chain, only has one DeSci project on it right now, and they are also doing AI, and it's Zaya. So Zaya just launched on Binance, and they just made it tradable a few days ago. It's sitting at a $4.5 million market cap. They do AI, they have AI agents, and they do DeSci, and they're on Binance. So I wouldn't be that surprised to see CZ come out in the not too distant future and say something about the first DeSci project on Binance, or at least somebody out there talking about it. Binance did just put together a full research report on how DeSci reimagines science. So I wanted to read this to you guys. It's not super long, so I feel confident in my abilities to read it for you. Dynex is doing wonders. Dynex is not cooked, but will take next bear market to really cook. Dynex is doing wonders right now. Dynex is advancing like crazy, and I think come March, people are going to be absolutely blown away with what Dynex actually unveils and the implications it has globally. I think people will wake up to it when it's too late. The door is opened. The advancements are going to blow people's minds. It's just people can't really comprehend what's going on with it yet. But that's where I'm going to do my part to showcase what's going on. But Binance Research. From challenges to opportunities, how DeSci reimagines science. The scientific research process faces significant challenges, particularly in translating basic research into practical applications through translational research, aka the Valley of Death, leads to 80 to 90% of research projects failing before reaching human trials, with only 0.1% of drug candidates becoming approved treatments. So one example I want to make with this was a friend that I have in college. He was telling me about how a company in Boston area, I'm trying to remember like what I can say and what I can't say, but basically they had a drug compound, they had a testing kit that was very accurate. They should have passed the clinical trials to get FDA approval to then do mass production, but essentially they couldn't find enough people to enter into the clinical trials to actually hit the milestones that were needed. They fell into the Valley of Death. So they had a working product, they had everything needed to actually make this and take it to market, but because of funding issues, they couldn't reach to find enough people to actually use the product, and so they ended up going bankrupt. And it's just a shame to see that kind of stuff. DeSci gives the opportunity to change that, to allow for that to not happen as frequently at least. Misaligned incentives across academia, funding bodies, and industry lead to challenges such as a lack of funding, reduced collaboration between scientists and clinicians, poor replicability, and reproducibility of scientific findings, causing most research to falter in the Valley of Death. DeSci is a movement that leverages the Web3 stack to create a new scientific research model that can tackle the challenges above. By using decentralized autonomous organizations, blockchains, and smart contracts, DeSci can solve the key coordination problem that enables different groups of stakeholders to align their interests on capital formation, proving incentives to see research through to the clinical stages. They've identified 4 key areas of innovation across the DeSci landscape: infrastructure, research, data, services, and memes. So these four I would pay attention to from Binance, directly from Binance, guys, directly from Binance. And again, I just put the link to this article in the chat right now. So as you guys go and click on it, please hit the thumbs up button. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Infrastructure includes subsectors like funding platforms and DAO tooling, which form the building blocks of DeSci DAOs. Research includes grassroots DeSci communities that host events globally and DAOs that formalize aligned interests from multiple stakeholders. Data services includes publishing and peer reviewing platforms that enable open access to scientific publications and data management tools that provide strong data integrity and the access controls for collaboration. And finally, memes directly contribute funding to scientific experiments or serve as investment vehicles into other DeSci projects. I don't agree with their take on the memes. The memes act as a funnel to gain attention so people can be funneled into the appropriate spots and categories based off their interests and incentives. My reading comprehension skills right now seem to be lacking. I can't read the words without stumbling over them.
I think you were doing great.
Thank you.
No, I mean it. I've never thought about it like that. That memes are actually helping bring attention to, but of course they are.
Yeah.
And that's what I started with.
Yeah, exactly. We brought in memes first, and then I was like, okay, now that you know crypto, look at this. DeSci.
Yeah, that's so smart, man.
Thank you.
So smart.
You heard it here first. Yeah, so it's cool to see more information coming from Binance, some more KOLs in the industry. Binance is a huge key opinion leader, and so having them post articles like this and get copious amounts of engagement on it is actually really good for the entire industry. I forget where I wanted to show you the actual article so you can see how many impressions it's gotten. So they changed the name to YZI Labs, but still there. Whatever, man. I guess I didn't post it. That's okay. Lots of eyes, lots of attention, excitement stuff. Papa is wrapped Dynex. Good, right? What does that even mean, 4-bit Zam? What did that even mean? You can get wrapped Dynex, I guess. Okay, next up, WellShares launched Diabetes DAO. You guys are aware of Diabetes DAO for the most part. You can become a contributor now if you want to. Apply to be a contributor and help out the entire global mission of biohacking. I think WellShare, like Biohacker, is probably going to come in and grab some Diabetes DAO or some WellShare tokens or something because their incentives are pretty much aligned on that. We also have Aleda Biosciences. So Aleda recently closed out their funding round and they are trying to provide more initiatives for people to actually get involved and contribute. So I believe this one's already closed, but the tokenomics proposal, you could go vote on the proposal. Let's go see their Google Docs on it. Just something, if you guys are holding on to it, you want to pay attention to these types of proposals because they're going to impact and influence you. So you might as well vote on them actually. But reduce community sale allocation, decrease the community sale allocation from 22.5 to 10% of the total supply, increase the allocation for lockup rewards, strengthens community sale and public pre-sale, increase community benefits, increasing allocation to the treasury from 29 to 38. So they increased community benefits by 3.5% as well. I imagine it went through because most people probably just didn't vote on it, which is why I like Poseidon DAO's model, because they provide reward incentives to actually vote on their governance proposals. So rather than just proposing it and having the proposal be 100% for with 6.6K in total votes, you actually might get a little bit of discourse, i.e. people that aren't the ones writing the proposal voting on the proposal. So I'm a fan of that kind of activity. Shout out Poseidon DAO. Next up, we have Data Lake Token. Bob.fun of DeSci also upgraded to DeepSeek. Damn, Bob.fun is or bot.done. What the hell? of DeSci also upgraded to DeepSeek. I've never heard of Bob.Dun, so let's take a look at it. Bob.Dun. Done. Bob.Dun. No, you're wrong. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Bot.Dun. I hate the name. Bot.Dun. No. Mods. 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 Bot.fun. Okay. All right. We're on to something. Meme coin algo trading bot. No. On to the next thing. Data Lake token. It's official. The first Data Lake project is live. Lake.fun. We've launched our inaugural project in collaboration with MedMetrics, focused on dermatological AI analysis. So I just actually had a conversation with Oliver, their CTO from Data Lake, and he was saying that they just launched this project, and it's basically an app on your phone that you can scan things on your skin and get diagnosis of it. Meaning, if you have a little sunspot on your skin that you think is cancer, you scan it and it tells you that's probably cancer. You should go get it checked out. Or, nah, dude, that's just a sunburn. You're good. Pretty powerful. I'm definitely going to be downloading this because I often have little hypochondriac episodes in which I just can't manage myself. I'm like, oh my God, I have diabetes in my toes.
It's true. I don't want you to get the app. What if it's wrong?
That'd be scary. I know the implications of getting a false negative with something like this means the person doesn't go to the hospital over a skin tag, and the skin tag ends up actually being cancer. Like what's the one? Squamous cell cancer, not basal carcinoma, but like squamous carcinoma, which is like actually very deadly versus basal is not as deadly. I might be flipping them up right now in my head, but the false negatives for this would be pretty big. But it's cool because we're getting closer and closer to a day in which this becomes really mainstream stuff, and it changes the game as we know it. Could you explain a little bit about the new bioprotocol auction method they adopted for coming auctions? Yeah, we can go talk about it. Let me finish the last couple slides here, and then we'll go talk about that invisible. So, Quantum Bio DAO. They just started building something exciting in Quantum Bio DAO, a quantum microscope. Here's a sneak peek of the pieces we're putting together. This tool could help us better understand quantum effects in living systems. Want to know more? Here's a video in their Discord with more details. So a little quantum microscope for them to actually start doing quantum leveled biological research. Quantum, again, just means the smallest observable measurement. So they are going down as small as humanly possible to see how things like radiation and magnetic interference might impact biological living systems. It's pretty cool, actually really cool. And it is kind of the foundation of a lot of life. In my opinion, all of the universe, everything that we see is but a set of frequencies that are vibrating in different frequencies. It's literally just vibrations, waves, things of that nature, all of it. It's just that the physical stuff that we have is a set of frequencies which have decided to, or for some reason are vibrating in a physical manifestation. These frequencies have become physical, and because we are physical in nature, we can interact with them more easy for our brains to comprehend. But everything is just sets of frequencies. And so us doing quantum frequency level research will actually open the door to us understanding potentially what all that dark matter is out in the universe, where we know it exists, but we don't see it. We have no way of measuring it. I think that kind of stuff gets opened up into it. We have a lot of potential advents that come from quantum research, whether that's quantum biology, quantum computing, quantum, you name it. We're going to the paradigm that we've just entered into is going to break our current understandings of everything. As you guys know, the laws of physics cease to exist as we understand them when you get down to the quantum level and you start dealing with quantum level research. So that obviously tells us that the laws that we currently are abiding by in the laws of nature, the laws of physics, aren't real. They were just made up to fit a mold that we could understand as humans. But as we find out new information, just like religion often dissolves when new information is given to us, we no longer worship and sacrifice humans to make sure the sun comes up the next day, because we understand that it's not a god riding a chariot across the sky. We now understand that it is just a giant fusion reactor in the sky that just emits radiation that hits us and heats up the planet, and just we're orbiting it, right? As we find out more information, we can, as a species, adapt our understanding to fit that information. I believe that this type of stuff is going to shatter everything that we understand right now. And it already is, but people just don't know. People just don't know about it yet. Uh-oh, is Patrick partnered with DeSci now? I've heard the vibration talk before. It's true, though. It's true. You go look at the basic level of everything we're made up of. It is just frequencies. And by interacting with different frequencies, when you meet a new person and sometimes you just don't vibe, it's because you guys are different frequencies. Sometimes you just don't vibe with someone. Sometimes you vibe immediately with that person. And I believe that is because you're literally vibing with them. It's a frequency. Bring back the sun sacrifices. No, Zach. He's smoking that Psy-Dow pack. Oh my God. Actually, no. We decided not to. We were going to over the weekend, but we decided not to. Pump.science, supposedly getting ready for their next molecules. They're doing a lot of research, and they're doing the mice experiments right now, but no new compound tokens will launch on Pump Science until February 8th at the earliest. 20 will launch. Each drug dev has been assigned one of them and is responsible for their own community. So they are creating new projects essentially, but using Pump.science as the launch platform. So hopefully we get a little revitalization of Riff and Euro, but hopefully we can get some repeat action of Riff and Euro. Remember when they ripped from $5,000 to $250 million in market cap in the span of like a month or two? Hopefully these 20 compounds launching can recreate that excitement for science, DeSci. I think it has really good potential to do that. They have crazy engagement. They get lots of views. So I'm excited. February 8th, I'll try and get more information for all of us. Yes, Riff and Euro holders will be getting airdrops. My portfolio has been sacrificed. Explain that. Oh my God, Steven. Unfortunately, somebody has to sell for the market to go up. I don't know who it is, but somebody who's in the market right now needs to sacrifice their holdings for the rest of us to benefit. I don't get it. I don't make the rules, but if you guys tell us, we can put together a GoFundMe from all of our gains, and we will make sure that you don't miss out on it. Somebody has to sell. Somebody has to capitulate. Obviously, otherwise we'd be ripping. One of the ETH whales needs to dump so we can go higher. He's just not that into us. Is vibing with someone considered cheating now? Wait, as a male, if I vibe with someone, am I gay? All right, C90. We're getting way too in the weeds here with this one. Oh my God. Maybe. Who knows? Genome and Tau. The last of the announcements that I have, so there will be 30 tokens for each one infected. Invisible, are you a bot? Are you a bot, Invisible? Type 1 in the chat if you are a bot. Type 2 in the chat if you're not a bot. Genome and Tau discussing our AI progress with the team of OpenTensor. Listen to this AMA discussing the power of DeSci and AI and how it revolutionizes genetics. Hope you can make it. So, pretty cool, very exciting. Set a reminder, Monday, February 3rd at 8 a.m. for this conversation. For those of you who don't know, Genome is becoming a subnet on BitTensor. So hopefully that can gain a lot of excitement. Genome obviously needs AI to get through all of their sequencing and all of the data they've collected. So I'm really, really actually excited to see this. You guys know I've been a very big fan of BitTensor for a very long time. Back before it was $100, we were talking about it. Okay, I'm not ruling it out. Oh, God. We literally got 1, 2, 3 typed into the chat. Invisible, that is exactly what a bot would say. What if I'm not sure? 3. All of us could be bots. Tau to the moon. C90 is outperforming all of you. He is both in the YouTube and the X live stream, and I'm pretty sure he's watching other live streams simultaneously. Crazy, crazy times. That was what I had planned for the live stream to talk about, to keep you guys updated on what's going on in DeSci. I understand very much so that it's hard to hold things with conviction when you just see a constant bloodbath and constant bleeding. And I reiterate this to you guys on a very constant basis, but you go look at a lot of the projects in the landscape of decentralized science, and they bleed until exciting news comes out. That's the current state of the market, is we're positioned in a narrative that we believe has unmatched potential to grow and expand over the coming years, right? And so by taking that, we can fine tune our models and fine tune our understanding of what to expect to realize that things are not just going to pump every single day when you're in them. You're going to have to sit through periods where your portfolio might go down in value before you see that rotation or that excitement come back in what you're putting money into. Now, I want to be abundantly clear to you guys that this is not always the case. That's just the current market structure. That's the current market sentiment. That's FUD, right? Yeah, we're not panic selling too much at once. We're not panic selling. Unless you want to panic sell your bags to me. I started this off by saying anyone who wants to panic sell, I will take their bags at a 50% discount compared to what you can get on the open market. So if you want to panic sell, hit me up and I will buy 50% off. W clickbait. Let's go, MJ. Let's go. It is FUD. It's just fun. That's why I made like a ridiculous looking thumbnail and entitled it something ridiculous. Because it's quite obvious to anyone who's been through the investing game that this is not an appropriate time to be panic selling. There's never really an appropriate time to panic sell, but which is what makes it funny. When we're in periods in the market, like let's go to Bitcoin. When we are in periods like this, it's a lot easier to ignore the noise and just hold on to what you believe is going to gain traction over time. I understand that it becomes more and more challenging when we're in periods like this, where we are at local highs, right? It's easier to hold something when it's not at all-time highs because it's like, no, I believe in this. We'll go back up to all-time highs. It gets a little bit more challenging when we are at all-time highs because you just let the noise get in your head. You're paying more attention to things and people panic. It's human psychology. So ultimately what we had was a series of some of the most bullish news come out for the crypto space. And we saw price barely moving upwards. That gets in everyone's head. And then we had unexpected news drop, which was bullish news with DeepSeek. That was good. Even if it's fake, that was good because we're showing that things are advancing. People got to taste test it a little bit and try around with this new AI model, which, by the way, is using NVIDIA's chips. And so like it was good, but the market went down just because they weren't expecting it. So you have to bring yourself back to the basics and back to the understanding of what's going on in the market. And you come look at M2 money. This has ultimately been one of the most driving forces for valuations of our risk on assets. M2 money supply is about to break out to all-time highs. So we are just preceding this breakout. Trump just came in and said he's going to force the Fed to cut rates. He literally said, I'm going to make the Fed cut rates. And someone said, what happens if they don't listen to you? Or do you think they'll listen to you? And he was like, they'll listen to me. Which means he's going to come in and do what he does best to get more money flowing through the economy. We have global M2. The global M2 is already at all-time highs. M2 in the United States is approaching all-time highs with the man who printed all the money that caused the COVID inflation and caused the spike last time. And I know people don't really like talking about it too much, but this giant spike was from Trump loving business and just printing money. And then it just wasn't, when he passed the ball off to Biden, it just wasn't managed as Trump would have managed it. It was managed however you want to say it was managed. But Trump is here to pump our bags. At the end of the day, That's what he's here to do. That's what he's likely going to do. And yeah, I don't know how people can be bearish here. Either Trump makes them cut interest rates and they start printing money and our bags pump and so does inflation, or he doesn't get them to do that. They don't cut rates because the economy is too strong and our bags pump because the economy is strong. So I don't see how people can genuinely be bearish at this point. Right now, in this exact moment, look at the acceleration of M2. It's accelerating. We have the dollar. The dollar has been falling off a cliff for this week. This month, it's down pretty substantially. You go in closer to a daily cadence for it, and it's peaked out. It's coming back down. And this formation, you guys trade crypto and meme coins long enough that if you see a chart that looks like this, if you see this chart, like, you're probably getting out, because at the bare minimum, it's just going to chop around for a little bit, right? You're probably not going to be in that. It would make sense for people to start getting out and then have the dollar go down, which spikes the altcoin seasons. It spikes Bitcoin. It makes the markets go crazy. In the recent times, dollar chopping, Bitcoin chopping. That's actually pretty interesting because it's following it pretty perfectly right now. So a little bit of a dichotomy to what is normally expected. Normally you expect dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down, but and then dollar goes down, Bitcoin starts going back up. What we're seeing in this exact moment actually is the opposite. I was not expecting this when I pulled it up, but you can see it pretty clearly. Bitcoin is actually following the dollar right now. That's very interesting. That has not been what usually happens. So I imagine that will break at some point. But it took me for a little spin right there when I was looking at that chart because I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be what it normally is. Mandy, you have a guest.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, B. Come one second. I'll be right there.
Okay. What else do you guys want to look at? I said we were going to go look at the Bio Protocol new funding model. So Bio Protocol almost at 100,000 followers. So they are gaining traction. They are growing. I don't remember seeing that they had changed their fundraising mechanism, because I'm pretty sure the way that they do it is through auction mechanisms. Actually, no, I kind of do remember it, but I don't remember where it is. Do you guys have links to it so I could read it? Does anyone have a link to the new raise model that they're adopting? Also, I would like to just say, like, come over here to our videos, and you go to videos. Let's search nootropics. 4 months ago. Is this the next hot altcoin? 4 months ago, we made a video on nootropics saying how Bio should do a nootropics DAO. Fast forward to today, and what do they announce? A nootropics DAO. It's almost like we know exactly what's happening in the space before it happens. Every time, guys. Every time. Every single time. Not every single time. That's impossible. But look at, I'm just here to tell you guys what's going on, which is why you should subscribe. It's why you should like the live stream. It's why you should pay attention to what's going on here. Whether or not you make any decisions off of the information I'm here to provide you with, I'm simply a conduit to tell you guys what's going on so that you guys can make your informed decisions. I am telling you right now that quantum computing is the next genre of computing. It's the next wave of computation. It is the agents that are built, the AI that is built on a quantum network like Dynex is not the same as the current agents and the current AI that is here. You can take all of OpenAI and port it into a quantum computer and run it faster, run it better, run it with more data, train it quicker, have it complete tasks in a fraction of the time. It's not the same, and it will disrupt everything. What are you, Condo? All right, Invisible. We have an op. Invisible. What the hell? What link are you looking for on bio? I was looking for their new funding model because somebody had asked about it earlier, but maybe not. Oh man, maybe we go look at the bio token because I'm pretty sure that thing be falling off a cliff. My God. Oh my God. Why? No, it's actually not that bad, you guys. It looks like the drop is almost over. It looks like it's about to lock in. Again, the pre-sale for this thing was down at like 4 cents, 5 cents. So being up to 23 cents, I know it's down quite a bit from where it launched at, but I don't know that it ever should have launched up there. If we're being objective, I don't know that it ever really should have launched up there. He was looking for DeSci corn. All right. Mods. AGI anytime soon. This word calculator, Google search, not doing it for me. You have to look more in the niches, Van. You have to look more in the niches. I do think we'll have AGI relatively soon. However, we don't need AGI to get things that are not just Google searches or calculators, right? For example, you come look and see what's going on with different agents. So I was going to pull up my agent, Bill. You can think of Bill as having two parts to it. I actually should go to my reposted part to it. Right here. The world's first quantum AI agent. Schrodinger's cat is out of the bag, alive and well. Follow Agent Bill for his new quantum roadmap announcement coming this week. So we're looking right now at the market, and what you see is a lot of shit posting agents on X and a lot of crypto copy trading agents on X and a lot of generalized glorified search engines that are agents. People are excited about them, and they should be excited about them because it's opening the wave. It's doing what we talk about consistently, the top-down funnel. You make as much noise as humanly possible, get as many eyes as you possibly can so that everyone knows of what's going on, and then you funnel them down into their respective niches. So by making all these glorified chatbots that go viral consistently for silly little things, you're getting people to look at AI as a whole to build out their hyper-specific use cases. One that I'm doing here with Bill is protein folding. And so there are already AI protein folding agents, but they're not just agents, but there are already simulated protein folding artificial intelligence that exists. Sometimes it can take days, weeks, months, and up to years to simulate the amount of different ways that a protein in the body can fold. And it gets more and more complicated based off of how many new amino acids get added to that protein chain. Amino acids just being the foundational block to a protein. RNA is a massive protein to some extent. It's a massive protein, so it's very difficult to fold. Dynex, powering the first quantum agent, allows for simulated protein folding with a large protein, aka RNA, at a clip that does not take months or years, but rather hours. A couple of hours to simulate this protein folding, which changes the game 100%. So it's not just a search engine. It's not just a calculator. It's also not artificial general intelligence. It's like an ASICs miner, but instead of putting it on to mine Bitcoin, it's put it on to explore new drug therapies, explore new impacts of drugs that are on the market. And who knows? The sky is bright and blue and sunny, and the future is not known right now. So it's actually insane what's happening. And I want to say something specific to Agent here, Agent Bill, the DeSci guy. What you see online, his persona online, is one model. It's the funnel. It's how do we get as much eyes as we can? We create the ultimate DeSci influencer to shill and talk about all things DeSci and to engage and to just draw in attention. And then we showcase them the agent on the back end, if you will, that does the research that he can then talk about and mass educate on. So you're looking at it in small little pieces. So when people come, and I've had conversations with founders where they're like, no, I'm not interested in looking at a chatbot agent. And I'm like, okay, but you're not listening to what I'm actually telling you. You're not listening to me. That's the funnel. That's like creating the social media, right? If somebody comes and looks at your project and you have an X page and they're like, oh, you're a social media influencer on X because you post on X, you're not actually doing anything. It's like, no, brother, that's the funnel to get eyes. Hopefully I'm making sense to you guys. I get pretty passionate about it, and I think people really don't understand what it means. You know what's actually good? Okay, we'll do that. Good idea. Good idea. Let's showcase a quick little video. Let's showcase a quick little video of what quantum computing actually does so that people can kind of wrap their head around it a little bit better. Are you guys down for that? You guys down for that? Let's see. Is this Don's new account? Chill. It looks like it. Can you review Noah Blocks, please? Yeah, for sure, John. Do you know anything about Dynex quantum chips? Any date? Nothing super confirmed, I don't think, but stay tuned for March. The quantum chips are on their way. I've heard a lot of things, but I don't remember what's allowed to be talked about and what's not. So let's do it. Bullish. Run this simulation. Run the stimulation. That's sus. Okay, what framework or platform did you use to build Bill? So we used Creator Bid to launch Bill on the public side, and then we're using Dynex to create the world's first quantum AI agent. Let's listen in on this video here. I know I look like an idiot with the headphones like this, but I don't care. I didn't realize I had my chat open the whole time.
In a normal search, our agent
Hold on.
tries to search every path randomly to reach the destination, and we cannot claim that the path we find is the shortest until we visit the entire search space. However, with quantum search, you start with one agent, but whenever the agent encounters multiple paths, we send one agent to each new path. This allows us to search more quickly. The twist in this situation is that all those agents you see on the screen are just one single agent in multiple places. This phenomenon is known as quantum superposition. At the end, when we find the solution, all the other agents disappear, and the real existence of the agent is at the destination. It's strange, but that's how quantum computers are going to work. When we compare agents, we can see that quantum computers can easily win. Even with an increase in problem size, the complexity of the problem for a quantum computer will be linear. Share your thoughts on this. In a normal search,
Does that make sense, guys? You guys follow that video? Give it to me more slowly. Sure it was. That must too much all at once. God damn it. Too much all at once. Oh, man. Okay, so basically... Hold on. I don't want to do that. I don't want to touch my silver. I was going to flip a silver coin for you guys, but basically take this chip and view it as if they have two different things on each side. I know it's the same thing on each side, but this is a coin, okay? And you're flipping the coin for heads and tails, all right? And you take the coin and you're like, if this is heads, I'm going to do it. And if it's tails, or let's take the maze example, for example. If it's we go through the maze. We get to the first split in the maze. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to flip a coin. If it's heads, I'm going to go to the left. If it's tails, I'm going to go to the right. Okay? You ready for this? then you flip the coin, and while it's in the air, okay, you see how it's in the air? You see how it's in the air? While it's in the air, it is both heads and tails at the same time. This is called superpositioning. In quantum computing, you don't need to wait to see if it was heads or tails. You can just have both heads and tails at the same time. Meaning, in the practical sense, in the maze, you both go down the left and the right side of the maze at the same exact time. And then every single time you have a split, you can continue to do that, in which instead of waiting for the coin to land and you get to decide, it is both going down the left and the right side. So every single split, meaning the one agent, the one AI that's trying to solve this maze doesn't need to just go down and hit a dead end and restart and go down and hit a dead end and restart. It just goes down all of the paths at the same time. It's superpositioning. It doesn't make sense to people because it literally breaks our fundamental understanding of what reality is. But that is because we don't have a good understanding of what reality is, which is what we were talking about earlier. Got it? Do I need to explain this for you, Patrick? No, I can explain it to people in layman's terms. You're going to come in here and say something about Gore's algorithm, and people are going to be like, what the fuck? Is it Gore's algorithm? Probably not. What is the algorithm that you know I'm trying to talk about? Grover's algorithm. Grover's algorithm is what I meant to say, but same thing. Same thing. It can be a 0 and a 1 at the same time. Yes, exactly. How would you word it with coin? You go both ways. While the chip is spinning, in a traditional computer, you need to wait for the chip to land. Sorry. In a traditional computer, you need to wait for the chip to land to see if it's heads or tails. In a quantum computer, you don't need to wait for it to land because it's never going to land. It is both heads and tails at the same time. It can take on both positions at the same time. So you get to have all available answers at the same time, and only one will be correct. I.e., if you're simulating a protein fold, you get to have all of the folds at the same time, and then you get to see which one is correct, instead of having to go and test every single fold individually in linear. You get to do it in parallel. Very cool. Nice explanation. Thank you, Van Gambler. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll do little bows. Grover for search, Shores for encryption. Yes, thank you, Yeti. This is what I mean. We don't need that right now. Nobody understands it. We don't need that. What we need to do right now is basic education. Basically, quantum computers equal faster processing. If you have lots of data and you're not using a quantum computer, you're not doing yourself any justice. You're building something on top of quicksand, and it is going to crumble when we get the chips out and when we get these algorithms insured. And so why you would spend any time and resources building a horse and buggy when someone just invented cars doesn't make any sense to me. And it shouldn't make sense to you either. Traditional computers are like little horse and buggies, and quantum computers are like cars, except it's way different than that. And we could get into the details there. You're still going to need a normal computer to watch your YouTube videos. That's not what it's going to be used for. So maybe it's like you're trying to swim across a lake and you're trying to drive your car across the lake when you have the quantum computer, which is a boat, and you should just get on the quantum computer boat and just go across the lake. You're trying to get to the other side of the lake, and you're like, oh, if I just drive really quickly with my car, I'll make it. And it's like, oh, look it. If we build this ramp, he can make it further across the lake. Eventually, if we build this big enough, we can actually get it to go through the lake, and then we'll be on the other side. It's like, brother, stop trying to cross the lake with your car and just get on the boat. That's too nuanced, I understand. But let's check the DMs, like he said. Panic Cell. Aha. Yes, here, let us go look at this. I'm trying to... Okay, so you're going to be able to see all the conversations, but this is Dynex's IRL, like live... it's not live, it's a screenshot of it, but that example I just gave you with the maze for quantum computing, it's viewed as a theoretical thing. It's not theoretical. There it is. This is live from Dynex. So this is Dynex actively doing that entire simulation with the the maze. Look at how damn complicated that maze is. And then they found it. They found the solution. I'm trying to read it. It's so small. Got it? You guys see it? This is not some theoretical thing. This is real, guys. I promise it's real. It's right there. Cars, psst, I just vibe my way to work. Dynex, the Sudoku destroyer. Literally. Quantum chip equals Naruto duplicating himself. Yes, thank you too much at once. Thank you. That is almost exactly it, actually, too, because there is a little bit of nuance when it comes to lowering the processing power of it based off of how many duplications it needs to make, right? But broadly speaking, that's just part of the scaling issue. But you know how Naruto duplicates himself and like one clone, he gets 50% power. It's not exactly like this, but the more clones you get, the less powerful it is. That's part of the scaling process. And as Naruto got stronger, he could make multiple clones that could actually keep up fighting with some of the strongest foes in all of Naruto. So that is a really good example, actually, too much at once. I'm going to ride with that one. Quantum equals magic. I feel like I'd have a better time explaining it to people if that's what I said. It's just quantum equals magic. I gotta close my DMs. I don't need people reading my DMs up there. Ah, that's cool. Base has got DeepSeek. End of 2025 for Apollo. Bullish. Celsius is back, baby. It is back because today felt like a Celsius day. But time is your most valuable asset. We didn't talk about Noble Blocks. Basically, Noble Blocks keeps pushing back the launch of their platform updates, which is kind of pissing me off, but they've decided to push it back. I don't know any idea when. I don't have any information as to when it is to launch. They're ready. He just posted on January 14th. Sorry, we've been building. It's just too exciting. I can't wait to share with you. Big talks about AI. We've got you covered. They built basically yes, no error to implement directly into Noble Blocks' platform. So it is super powerful. I've gotten demos of their AI. I've gotten demos of the platform. It's there. I don't know exactly why he's waiting to push it, but he is waiting to push it. And so one day we'll wake up and it will just be live and it'll be like, okay, cool. That's amazing. And it actually will be amazing because it is more advanced than Research Hub. It's just Research Hub has first mover advantage. Time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this is worth investing it into. There's no need to panic sell, you guys. Nothing has actually changed. If anything, the fundamentals of everything have gotten slightly better. Nothing has really changed in the market. So you can fumble it or not fumble it. It doesn't really matter. Probably because of market conditions. I would agree, Wild Africa. He was really close to launching it, and then the market did whatever. So, all right. Thank you, guys. I will see you in the Telegram and the Discord, and tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. Quantum, computers,